Honourable members, now we got quorum. May I ask him, Minister for Livestock, he can lead me on them prayer.
Let us all pray. Thank you, God Almighty. We once come before you, before your throne, on this floor of Parliament. We thank you once again for this bright new day, and thank you for the air that we breathe in and many blessings that you bless us with. Eternal God, we commit ourselves and our people that we represent on this floor. We also thank both government and opposition leaders on this floor that lead us by your Spirit as we discuss or look at the agendas that we will go through. We thank you for many things that you have done in our lives. We also thank you once again to lead us in many discussions and many ways that we will be looking at. Thank you once again, God, for leading us, and we ask for your leadership through your Holy Spirit. And let us say the prayer that the Lord taught us. Our Father,
who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Clerk, any petition? Notices? Honourable members, question without notice, 45 minutes. The original member for Central.
Thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker. The Minister for Lands, the Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister for Lands and Fiscal Planning, Honourable John Russell, and Agent. Okay, I just realized that the Deputy Prime Minister is not here, so I will probably ask this question to the Prime Minister. Yeah. Yeah.
Honourable Member, Honourable Governor.
My urgent question without notice is regarding the current vacancy in the position of the chairperson of the National Lands Board. Mr. Assistant Speaker, I take this opportunity to thank the Minister and his department for facilitating the swearing in of the Central Province Land Board members on the 28th of March 2024. Mr. Assistant Speaker, given the caliber of the Central Province Land Board members in terms of the vast experience and profiles as individuals and collectively, the Land Board members immediately commenced work together with two experts and the staff of the Central Province Administration Lands Division. They have actually achieved some significant initiatives in terms of land matters in Central Province. However, they're still waiting for the formal induction by the Department of Lands and Fiscal Planning. I am aware that the terms of the National Lands Board Chairman and its members has expired, creating a significant administrative vacuum that is negatively affecting land administration processes across the country, including the operations of the Central Province Lands Board. Given that all the Provincial Land Board chairpersons serve as deputy chairpersons to the National Lands Board chairman, the absence of an appointed chairman at the national level has resulted in delays in processing crucial land matters. This has in turn impacted land administration in Central Province, and I believe in other provinces, affecting landowners, businesses, investors, economic activities that are heavily dependent on land tenure security. Mr. Assistant Speaker, my series of questions without notice to the Minister for Lands and Fiscal Planning are: first, can the Minister inform this Parliament on how soon the Chairman of the Lands Board, National Land Board, will be appointed to restore the proper functioning of the National Lands Board and ensure that Provincial Lands Board can effectively carry out their mandates? Two, what interim measures, if any, have been put in place to ensure that the absence of the National Lands Board does not continue to disrupt land administration processes at the provincial level? Number three, are there future plans for the government to consider amending the law to allow provincial lands boards to function independently in such circumstances? This matter requires the urgent attention to restore confidence in land administration and governance in my province. Before I sit, I would like to firstly thank the Speaker for appointing Honourable Francesca Semoso, the member for North Bougainville, as Assistant Speaker of Parliament. Thank you, Assistant Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to speak on behalf of the people of Central Province.
Mr. Prime Minister.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker. Me like talk thank you, Lord Governor Blong, Central Province, for asking this important question pertaining to the National Lands Board. I want to give assurance to her through this question that at the very earliest we shall fill the vacancy and get the appointment worked on, and the subsequent work in as far as the provincial land administrations and the provincial land boards can be assisted. But I would ask Assistant Speaker that she puts a question in writing, pass him come along Lands Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, and he will respond accordingly. But to give him barely see long him, Lands Board Secretary will be filled at the very earliest. Thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker.
The member for Laika.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker. Long given time, long people long like question blomi golong Minister Blong Mining. Before me asking question golong Minister Blong Mining, me kissing house long people long lagay na program too long. Passing talk sorry bom golong people of New Ireland, people of the country long passing blow. Late Sir Julius Chen, one of the last men standing. Even Bungam long, mid-90s long, what big community school time become, what big one time, say Albert Kipalana, then The last time he step on time long, obviously long 6 months, we got privilege now long step on time. One time isla to me to thank you long, the government long recognizing you, Honorable Council, Kamdaru long, sit down, na chair isla meeting time ibla look away long, leadership long, say J long, 2 plus is na 2 time ibla in passing to bla very important law amending constitution of the country. To one kind time government it looks like long on the merry long sit on long say as there. So time on papa bla mibla losing mibla long sila country mibla young plan mama na beginning of the country sana long kissing sila country forward after 50 years. Country go straight go long road no good mountain rain sun but you go yet reaching destiny plus la country. Thank you, President. What them Islam, me asked him, and third time he asked him. Last morning minister me asked him. Last time to me asked him, now me ask him again. One time through, community development agreement blow, Pokora Goldman by finish. I've been failed 6 times. I'm finish yet, and I'm failed yet. So CDA blow Pokora conclude yet. Mine resettlement, I'm no come up yet 30 years now. So this long line been my sleep array long SML area and villages in Kulapina, Panandakan, Alpis, Emol illegal manners go sleep lab na make him trouble long Pokora Gold Mine. So Emol stop inside long SML area. So resettlement no come up yet. Na yes last agreement CDA come up. So me like I want a clear time frame of when we would conclude the CDA. It has failed over and over again, and I need a short answer by now. Thank you.
Mr. Minister for Mining.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Thank you, Lord. Ask him second time, I think, yeah. Thank you, Assistant Speaker. CDA, ME almost done. 95% has been done. So 5% and some legal issues tend to become some big fly issues legally. So hopefully by end of maybe this month or next month should be ready or should be completed. Also, we can assure you that was report me like sim through law or mix him through law or team law me law MRA and they are almost there. So also begging number 1. Number 2 also resettlement on illegal miners that only start giving plenty of you me sorry lol big company like making work na plenty of come up the road na plenty of come up law mining site especially release area alluvial you sabe plenty only go come na make him couple time control the hardly that's all at least online do you me manage him so resettling all and some all work that I mean light progress some light progress so maybe maybe before June July or kind something or some we will see some also big improvement along areas like identifying lands identifying some source of fundings that we can use in resettling on kind of some contentious issues that are there, like fundings, like land, this plus of provincial line together with our department are working around the clock to get this out of the way. Thank you.
Honourable Member for Kairiku. Ijivitari, sorry. I apologize.
Just took Tarita. Thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker. My question without notice is directed to the Minister of Law. Highways, works and highways. Tupla asking blomi number one. One time by release him 10 million kinablo. Rot belum playa lo apura Safia kamu selo kupiano sela 10 million ya siliblo. Section playa department yet stop na. One playa finish na imi start nu playa na. So question belum ya. One time sela 10 million kinaba release kalau district or to the contractors to start the work. And secondly, we have gone ahead and put our own district money to start the road. Our district doesn't have any road connection between the 3 local level governments. So road connection, we will start working la for Peninsula Safia on our way now towards Safia local level government. So, but problem now garden blolman na wane mi play machine woglo kungutimi al koros nol passim road, passim construction. So my question now is that bit of paying for the all landowners lorotia where machine kungutim garden blol na kokonas na buay na this one. By kamananit le upla work so bamipla district mitim dislaw expenditure lo pay all damages that are done when the new roads are created. So I'm just tupla question blom bidaso. Thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker.
Mr. Minister for Works and Highways.
Thank you, through your Assistant Speaker, me like this timeless la morning lo to thank you lo. Good bla asking lo member of loivititari. Lo two bla good bla pertinent questions lo you. Me answer him last one past ten na be me finishing one first one. All gardens na all roads ikamosem lo hap lo Safia na within lo LLG lo you kapna no semen by district yet by money lo pay some compensation. Our roads kamosem. Already lo connect PNG and me play no got all compensation, especially all gardens. But by law, but you got all compensation or roads where you starting finish, come assembly eligible, or submit of finish and by district pastor lo podi salamani lo pay some gardens, especially within law 40-meter corridor, all gardens where or some bush house or some all badanus or some all breadfruit na all some all fruits or some all kage all same bagrabim within law 40-meter corridor compensation by Masiko but road start finish law happily na come or some the districts you can especially law district play you can compensate na come pay some law manuset all gardens plan only destroy. So this plan me make him clear lo you. Number 2 ask him lo road lo hafore kamla bao me play budget and all appropriations. Some time appropriations or budget 10 million, you don't have come full 10 million lo district lo department. So appropriation some time funds don't have come but lo record lo me play lo trust lo works and me play got 4 million lo display road, you know 10 million. 4 million lo is la road, you fully aware lo display. Na display money me stop 4 million me start lo trust. Na me play been talk.
Minister, you have a point of order.
Sorry, Minister. Stop lo budget last year and 10 million. So trust to get on 4 now and me Paul but lo budget lo last year must me just talk some 10 star lo budget ya. Also na me ask lo disla. Sorry. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
This plot 10 million by me check him. Online department blomina come back lo you but lo record blomi and me play got 4 million lo trust. Me play got 4 million lo trust. Na me been talk to lo you some plot time go finish. Lo come na kisim splo money so you can start the road. Lo Safia na come down lo above. But you know been come na kisim splo money. So by me check him department na by me come back lo you but by me check him lo today. Na I'll come back to you with 10 million. Lo respond with 10 million also lo 4 million. But all me have formula and Mr. Lo trust. Now you are fully aware of that. Thank you.
Member for Kainantu.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker. Looks out people of Kainantu. Number 17, me like silent talk sorry on behalf of people of Kainantu and family of me go long, or line long New Island. Our family was a late said Julius Chen, last man standing. Long die blogen, you will get a sorry start. People talk sorry go. Number 2 something, me like talk thank you, congratulate him, Speaker or looks away, give him chance on behalf of people of Kainantu. Long Wambla Mama and me can sit down as a speaker around this noble house. Now by looking, you can look out him boom long or leaders from this country. We talk congratulations long Honorable Francisca Semoso. Along as them sit down along this place here, also Assistant Speaker. Question Blomi go began long Minister long Wexner Highway. Question Blomi relate long this road I start lo Kainantu. I go sem lo Kapa. Rauni mi kami go sem long Lufa na pinisim long Haplom Bena. This road, emi wambla important road link inside lo Eastern Highlands. Na mi lukim this government am need long connect PNG program giving plan di bikla money go long all highway na road lo linking all districts, communities na people along services lo government. Na last year mi kisim talk sabe long Eastern Highlands lo assembly before lo mi boom lo budget lo Eastern Highlands provincial assembly o sem. Government emi committing 87 million lo connect PNG program lo upgrade him na sidim Despla road. Mi been put him submission igolo you Minister lo works lo 101 million kilo submission lo upgrade him Despla road. Road you know save him district kilometer so and save him Okapa district where member lo government emi stop emi save him Lufa district where one minister or M2M minister na is a member lo NEC na emi save him Unga Bena district where minister 2 is stop long. So people plan the leaders in Salosla house look out in all people majority of population lo is knowledge stop na plan di people supporting government stop na people looking there's a commitment to come up talk sabe tasun plakisim me second budget paper as a speaker we no looking this allocation suppose we no looking na me make mistake good minister lo work so me can correct me like sabe when in time by you look sabe the people of Eastern Islands long this road important road an economic road you to talk lo economic road you put the money go kablo plan hub some hub you walk in road you go hub when no money stop long you go about this road now you look him you go look him how all people is stop number is stop walk coffee when in kind something like agriculture stop lo this road. Na government emi look sabe on this plan. Rombla time come. Now me like ask him Minister of Works. True this money government even looking allocate him na impla kisim talk sabe or no got. Na suppose no got. When return or ask na by no got. Na suppose he got when in time. By this government only lo connect PNG or na pa program. By look na selecting the road na sirim lo people bo Eastern Islands. 5 electorates me kisim service on the road. Thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker.
Mr. Minister for Works and Highway.
Assistant Speaker, through you, me like talk, yes, Tispla Road, lo, Kanantu kolo Lufa, Nagolo Kapa, Tispla Hub, very important economic coffee road. Me pla ananilo connect PNG, me play fully, awelo Tispla road. Me play start, he like walk long end. Now even got some issues come up with Tispla road. So Tispla road and mananilo EDB funding. Me play like walk long end, but I think I want officer. Only been kill member Tispla hub, so only pull out. Now me play work law, this play stop, so and I need law, ADB law, co Highlands. Me play being at the trends only approving this, NEC approving this plot funding is finished, so cross to time by me play put him law, tender. Now start law funding this plot road through law, ADB. So we are onto that road. This road is very, very important. Road ME75 districts. Now also economic road, also you correctly talk. So me appeal law people bro. This 5 districts also. People start law progress in all source funding law start to sell more road. And I look connect PNC, but then this issue come up. Now me play pull back now me through law ADB. Me play give them some law fundings finish. So bambla cross time up the law. Tender and start law. Walk law this road again. Law straight him. So me appeal law. Member want them all people blood this 5 districts. Also road underneath law Marabel also government only committed. Also law this road law Eastern Islands too. Me play walk law cross to by me play start him kanan tu kalau obura one another na narapla road to lo kanan tu all ceiling to bolo come up lo kanan tu so plenty progress come up lo Eastern Islands na lo kanan tu also cross to time by me play award him 4-lane road lo gorokatu lo town so plenty we plan on losing lo Eastern Islands because Eastern Islands economic through lo coffee hub lo coffee na plenty all West Towers plenty or something come Eastern Islands so Marabel government through lo connect PNC only committed lo Eastern Islands so road lo display happen in play by he build na silim so all people don't black and got access law all market na all napla something anthem display thank you so,
The member for Goroka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, lo, Gintan, lo. Me, make a little question from me without notice. I'm going to Minister of State Enterprise. Little question to solve. Mr. Speaker, question from me, me like to talk concerning some issue belong. All one big plan, bank in this country, Bank South Pacific. You got some issue when stop inside of this bank, requiring attention from government. I mean like put him on this floor so that you make it sour and address him issue of this bank. BSP one big bank in South Pacific, Mr. Speaker. You know Papua New Guinea all. Now I'm employing more plenty all Papua New Guinea citizens, more than 2,000 citizens. Now ripple effect from this employment, all employing plenty more inside of the country. So, Mr. Speaker, they also, BSP Bank, they also representing 51% of the banking share inside of the country. Now, inside of some country, 100%. Kind of some Samoa, Tonga, Niue, and BSP taso start inside. Mr. Speaker, concern blomina, concern blol sample staff inside long BSP Bank and GOSM. All staff all national staff are marginalized. Lo bank yet. We are now importing a lot of expatriates inside of come kissing place all national staff. Plenty all position all national staff all Islam management BSB renaming. And they are suppressing our staff. Work where all nationals can work in. They are now importing staff from smaller countries, from other countries, to come and do the jobs that we can do in this country. And we have been marginalized in our own country by our own bank, by our own board of directors. If you look at the management system of BSP Bank, we only have less than 10% on the top management of this country. All the time, all expatriates from outside countries. Yet, we are declaring 1 billion kina profit.
Now this is 1 billion kina em kam lo we. Em kam lo money block people block this la country. In a block legal country also in Fiji na Samoa na Tonga na Niue na all this la country. Em kam lo money block properly. Yet we are marginalizing our staff in our own country, in our own banking system. My question without notice, sir.
Sorry, Honorable Member.
Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt
What
you.
is the government doing about this? What is the government's policy, legislation to protect our staff?
Honorable Member, sorry to me interrupt you. Question, please ask him, one Minister.
Minister of State Enterprise, Minister of ICT, Minister of Immigration can also take note, and Minister of Labor can also take note. My question with the simple is that what are we doing to protect the rights of citizens, big corporation also? We are also, you may face more kind issues, kind problem, or big multi-million kina company, we all come inside the country, they're also doing that. But coming from our own company inside the Papua New Guinea is unfair to us. It's injustice to the people of Loyumi. So my question is, do we have a legislation to protect our people? The National Content Plan is supposed to protect our people's right in terms of employment. As a bigger shareholder in Yumi government staff, what are we doing to bring this issue to the board level and down to the management level to address this issue? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Minister for State Enterprise.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I want to thank the member for Gorgo for asking this very important question. In fact, this question has been raised informally by many of our people in the social media as well, and this matter has been discussed at various sections. First, I want to set the record straight, and that is that the Bank of South Pacific is not owned 100% by our Papua New Guinea shareholders or institutions. The banking laws do not allow one single shareholder to own more than 20% of a bank, because the banks normally deal with other people's money. So, and these are rules set up by the Bank of PNG, and these are banking laws you find in many other countries of the world. So PNG is not an exception, and banking is an international business. And when the Morata government decided to merge the two banks, the former PNG Banking Corporation and the smaller BSP, the laws required our government to sell down, and that was why KCH was nominated as the shareholder, and eventually it ended up owning only 20% as is required by the law. And if you look at the share register of BSP, the top 6 shareholders are our Papua New Guinean institutions. The rest are international investors as well. So we do not own BSP 100%. It's a bank owned by many investors, both domestic and international as well. So you have a lot of other pension funds, even overseas investors who are shareholders. And as we all know, BSP operates not only in PNG, it operates in other parts of the Pacific region. So when you go back to the staff or employees of the bank recruits the best. People who can work anywhere in the world. Banks are by their nature international. And our Papua citizens who are employed by the bank have to meet those requirements. And if they are found wanting, the bank will, of course, either retrench them or terminate them. So the fact that it is headquartered in Papua New Guinea and the majority is owned by our national institution does not necessarily mean that this bank will lower its standards. So the issue of our Papua New Guineans being targeted and being demoted, and the decreasing number of our Papua New Guineans in the national position has been raised. I myself, Mr. Speaker, raised it informally with the chairman of the bank, and he told me that that was an issue they were looking at, and I'm happy with our member for Gorka for raising a very important question, because as we all know, if the bank is headquartered in our country and it was once owned majority by our people, then of course we are naturally concerned, and that's an important issue. In terms of who gets in, who remains employed, that is a labor law matter. And in the absence of a policy from this government requiring our banks to employ or keep our people employed to a certain level, then that is a matter that can be dealt with by our labor laws. But as it is, our labor laws do not require banks or any other business to employ our people in certain, these are business matters. Banks or any other business will employ someone who he or they think is competent and will be able to deliver for their business. Bank is a business. Business are there to make money, so these are challenges our people have to remember. The fact that BSP was once owned by our people does not necessarily mean that the bank will lower its standards when it comes to employing and retaining people. So while we expect BSP to give priority to our people, BSP being an international bank is expected to recruit people from all over the world as long as they meet the requirements. But once again, to finish off, I want to assure our member for Gorga that I will again write to the chairman of BSP and express our concerns. And when that response is provided, I will let this Parliament know, because it's an important matter. Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker.
The Opposition Leader, Deputy Leader.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker. Assistant Speaker, recently we have seen a spike in violent crimes across the country. My question without notice goes to the Police Minister. 50 years of nationhood, Mr. Assistant Speaker, and the government cannot guarantee the safety of its citizens. In 2023, this Honourable House passed the budget and gave 549 million kina to the police department. In 2024, it increased this funding to 629 million kina, 2024. That's a 15% increase. Total allocation from 2023 to 2024, Mr. Assistant Speaker, was 1.178 billion. Almost 1.2 billion kina. Now in 2025, we've announced the highest appropriation, 703 million kina, yet another increase, taking the total to 1.8 billion. My question is, from 2023 to 2024, 1.2 billion kina. We haven't seen an improvement in discipline. We haven't seen an improvement in professionalism and standards in the RPNGC. We haven't seen any solutions for police housing, any improvements in police capacity, equipment, and conditions. We haven't seen any solution to the fleet management. We're still hiring. We're still on the hire car basis with all policemen around the country. We are not confident that we will meet the manpower targets of 7,000 by 2026. I have recently called, Assistant Speaker, for the good police ministers to tender his resignation, because we have lost trust and confidence that he has what it takes to be the police minister for what is so important, to the citizens of this country. So the question is, Mr. Assistant Speaker, what is the crux of the problem that's affecting the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary that is seeing a spike in violent crimes throughout the country, and what are you doing about it? Thank you, Assistant Speaker.
The Honourable Minister of Police.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker, and I thank the good Deputy Opposition Leader for the energy that is provided this morning with his question. Thank you. That's why na imi balance im house, lo imi can got opposition lo. Look save tu na challenge im government, and good plan lo government, good plan lo country. Assistant Speaker, good plan question and talk to budget. This government made a commitment to put priority in law and order. And as it stands on record, we have invested in police as a government for the first time, for the record, Assistant Speaker. the culmination of what is happening today is because over a period of time, we have not necessarily, as a government, addressed our policing. And so at this point in time, priority Blayumilong increasing manpower, we've been talking about this and we've already started doing so. We created the Bomana Center of Excellence to increase our police numbers. One, we've now graduated over 500 young policemen and women. And in the short intervention, we've also started engaging with provincial governments along increasing reserve numbers, Blayumi. And I thank the honorable leaders, those governors that have engaged with the RPNGC to increase our numbers. Let me remind the House that law and order is a partnership. It's a partnership. Yumil gatatugat moni underneath long. One respective all DSIP na PSIP Blumi, Yumi. And I must thank even the opposition. Thank you too long. You play Yusim or liklik money you play Kisim. La you play supporting work Blumi too or Sem minister. It takes a collaborative effort. Let's not politicize law and order. Let's deal with what is responsibly our mandated responsibility also. And I thank all of you. And so the increase of funds to police, whilst we increase manpower, our personal emoluments must also be the same. Majority of the funds that Yumi Kisim Longem, and because Yumi increasing manpower, Yumi too. 200 million and PIP. Okay, about 400 and you go along personal emoluments. Now challenge Yumi one time higher long vehicles, and you will all experience this. We use as one source of supply, which is Ella Motors, and Ella Motors has a huge challenge with vehicles coming into the country. And so while we have purchased, we're still waiting for vehicles to be in country, and therefore it puts us in a position where you may still hire. So this is some of the challenges that we are facing with reorganizing our fleets, vehicle fleets, to support all our provinces and districts in terms of our logistic support for our police force. So, Assistant Speaker, tok money na big na address him law and order, and me walk along with him. We are taking the responsibility to do so, to ensure that we increase our numbers. Just this la tok money come long police. We continue to do so. I just appreciate all the members or particularly the provinces that have signed up with the Tok Yumila Reserve, increase the manpower, reserve manpower within each of our provinces for them to be engaging with the RPNGC in terms of increasing our presence in our communities. Thank you, Assistant Speaker.
We have a supplementary, Governor.
Thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker. I think, thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker. I think with great respect to the Minister and to our hardworking men and women in blue, the question is more of an M&E question. It's asking about outcomes, not so much about how much the amount of money has been given. We know that significant funds, and this House has approved significant funds to the police. The question that's coming from the community is that, what is the impact of that money? The community would like to see the police taking control of the law and order situation and as much as possible, making our lives safer. So the question from the Deputy Opposition Leader is about making the lives of our people safer. So it would be nice if the Minister could answer to us, not just on the money, but go beyond the input, which is the money, and let's get to the outcomes, which are the results. I think that's what the Deputy Opposition Leader is asking, and I'd like the Minister to perhaps give us an insight into that. Thank you.
Mr. Minister for Police.
Thank you, Governor. This is a supplementary question. Assistant Speaker, like I said earlier before I spoke of the financial support that all of us have supported in terms of supporting policing, the correlation of increase of our numbers and the interventions that we're doing as a government will not happen overnight. It takes consistency, it takes the efforts to address and get results, not overnight. You planning banana tete na pekem fruit blossom tomorrow. It's common sense, but the intent is there. The policy is increase our numbers, ensure that we get appropriate expertise into the police force, and that's what we've done. This House cried out for international support, and we've opened up the recruitment to our Commonwealth officers to bring in the expertise that we need, because there's a shortfall in our capacity in the police force. There's no trust anymore within the police force. And so by bringing this expertise, we bring up the skill set in order to empower our men to be able to appropriately execute their jobs. And so the results are going to come, but we need just time to get it, to work through it. It's a process. You all should know this. Bamitok pisin na mitok gen. You plan yung banana tete na kakayam tomorrow. Natasuli mi puti mo dislamani kami inside the police force. Now, you've been stopped long time also whole of government since 1975. Isla government mi work lo take responsibility. Mi to kam mas lo you platu. Mi tok but mi support him na mi tok thank you lo you platu put him support lo help him police force. I need both of your support in your respective district and provinces. Thank you, Assistant Speaker.
Honourable Member, I will not entertain the supplementary. I give the floor to Member for above.
With due respect, law and order is an important issue.
Oh, it's already appointed.
Honourable Member for above.
Oh, sorry. Oh, thank you, Assistant Speaker. Is it possible to request for extension for question time?
Yes.
The question is that the question time be extended by 20 minutes. Those in favor, please stand. The honourable member, you may not get number law. Extend him. Honourable member for above.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker, for asking me to maybe the last question. My question without notice goes to the Honourable Minister for Intergovernment Relations. Yesterday, Honourable Assistant Speaker, the Minister did advise the Parliament and the country that in the budget there is about over 100 million allocated for the coming local level government elections. Today, as we are speaking, it's only 5 weeks to go before the REACH are issued on the 24th of April. And as you and I know, 5 weeks is a very short time. There is a lot of apprehension out there amongst managers of elections, provincial election advisory committees, returning officers, etc., and the issue of updated electoral roll and everything. And then 2 formats of presidential election, one by the people and in the Highlands region and Momase, Morobe by the ward members. And so I have 3 questions, Honourable Assistant Speaker. The first one is, I understand that there is about 19 million worth of checks yet to be approved, and we are running out of time. when will those be cleared so that Electoral Commissioner can start having fun to make the election work? That's the first question. Second question is, I understand, like in every other elections, both national and local level governments, that you will be asking the provincial governments and the district development authorities help you with the coming elections. When will you issue those instructions? And how much are we going to allocate to help in the LLG elections? If that is going to be your instructions, where is this, when is the funds going to be released to the provinces and the districts? Maybe you are expecting from the DSIPs. If we are going to be helped, and if you agree, if you admit that you are going to give instructions to provincial governors and administrators and DDAs to help you in the forthcoming elections. And I must admit that we need to help each other. I think in the LLG elections, I think the provincial governments and district authorities should be able to help, but we need the funds also, and we only got 5 weeks left before the REACH are issued. The last question, Assistant Speaker, is over the years in LLG elections and national elections, we've always asked provincial governments and local level governments to help. Mr. Minister, through you, Assistant Speaker, would you have any plans to transfer the functions of local level governments to provincial governments rather than national government taking responsibility? Because there's so much Waigani swamp issues, procrastinating, warranting issues, management issues, role update issues from Waigani to provinces, ward recorder not being allowed to present, all those issues are. And I believe that provincial governments and local level governments can do all these administrative functions better. Would you agree that your government should now plan to transfer the powers of holding local level governments to the provincial governments? Thank you, Assistant Speaker.
Mr. Minister for Provincial and Local Level Government.
Thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker, and I thank Honorable Sepu Pukatemu, member for above, for his very important questions at this juncture of our history, particularly as we prepare for LLG election, which I made reference to yesterday in response to questions being raised by member for Karamui. And thank you for the issues that you have raised. They are very critical and important issues that we should be mindful of as we prepare for this important election. As we know, LLG, local level government, is defined under Constitution, and therefore it's a creature of Constitution and a very important part of our government system, just as national government is and provincial government are. I did mention yesterday about the funding issue. That funding issue has been identified, and Mr. Assistant Speaker, it's 180 million kina. We would have not gone ahead if we had not consulted the Electoral Commissioner, because by law, my ministry can organize LLG elections, but to conduct it, it's the responsibilities of the Electoral Commission. And therefore, that responsibility in terms of conducting and also how funds are to be utilized lies with the Electoral Commission or Electoral Commissioner. And so as you made reference to 90 million kina floating checks, I'll leave that matter to Electoral Commissioner as well as, of course, government to look at. But given the importance of this election, we cannot defer it any longer. We need to have third-level government functioning on the ground, and therefore the election is going ahead. After this, I will be in close consultation with my colleague Minister, Assistant Prime Minister, Honorable Richard Masere. We'll continue to liaise and talk to each other about how this LRG election is progressing. So, in so far as your first question is concerned, I think I've answered that. The issue, as I said, the issue of 90 million kind of floating checks, in so far as Electoral Commission is concerned, we'll leave that matter to Electoral Commission, but our priority is to organize this election, and the funds that are therefore allocated must be used for that purpose, solely for that purpose, so that our third level government is functioning. I didn't really get what you were referring to your second question, but third question you referred to is transferring the function of LLG to provinces. It's a good suggestion. It's something that we can continue to look at as we look at reforming provincial government systems, especially when LLGs are in the rural communities where much of them are located in the provinces. But these are issues that we can look at into the future as to how we can improve the then so be it. But if we think otherwise, if we think LLG administrative LLG governments can exist at provincial level, and that's issues that we need to look at. But we need to find best solutions so that we can deliver to our people. Because LLGs are where the majority of our people are. That's where we should be, reaching out to our people. That's where we should be ensuring that there's government presence. And so the reforms that we have done are basically to do with that. Yesterday I did cover, particularly the leaders that we are looking at in terms of...
Honourable Minister, we have a point of order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The point of order is Minister is diverting away from the three simple questions. One is there not 90 floating, but there is 19 million worth of checks that earmarked for the elections, but they haven't been cleared yet. The point is, will the districts and provincial governments, will you give instructions to provinces and districts to help you in the local level government election?
Minister?
Thank you. I think in relation to your second issue, I think there's understanding that LRG election or any election for that matter is a collective issue. And that's where provincial government and national government come together, including districts, in sharing costs so that we can minimize the cost. But more importantly, we do the election so that we have third level government on the ground. So if you're referring to what I've said, we should be looking at shared responsibilities, just like any other issues that we are looking at. I think we have also looked at the issue about census. It's the same thing. We cannot just say it's a national government's responsibilities. It should be provincial government as well as open members. And that's where we come in to try and minimize the responsibilities or the issues that we have to address so that we can adequately address the issue of LRG election on the ground. Because if we make a mistake and if there's no third level government, then we have a problem on the ground. Thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker.
Honorable members, asking me no got talk survey belong time and left. Honorable members, I have to inform the Parliament that councillors and pastors from Raikos LLG, Madang Province are present in the public gallery. On behalf of the National Parliament, I extend to them a very warm welcome. Minister for Justice.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker. The questions raised by my member for Sina Yongmul, I would like to place on the notice that my questions are quite thick and big. It will be placed on the notice and the answers, because it spells out the policies in which they are appointed.
Honorable member, you can ask him. Can you seek leave from the chair? Yes.
Sorry, Assistant Speaker, I seek leave of this Parliament to answer. I'll seek leave of this you to answer a few questions which was directed to me by the member for Sina Yongmun.
Is the leave granted? No. Leave granted?
I asked you, and I did not ask for Parliament, Prime Minister. You can answer that question, not the Parliament.
Leave granted.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker. Certain questions have been directed to me regarding King's appointment of King's Counsel. This was never done before. This is for the first time that we have done it. And I'm proud to say that we've taken a step. Therefore, these questions are pretty long, and I've gone to the history, and for the benefit of the members of Parliament and a member for Sina Yongmul, I would like to place on the notice so that you can be adequately answered, and I don't want to take much time about members' grievances in debate. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, can you seek leave from the corporate to put in the answer? Put the question in the answer.
Before you take that step.
Honorable Member, what is your point of order?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Acting Assistant Speaker. I don't believe that incorporating it into the Hansard is an adequate approach. This is a very, very public legal issue. We've articulated that question openly on the floor of Parliament. All the stakeholders are out there waiting and watching for an answer. So if he's got an answer today, after 6 months of procrastination, then he needs to read it out on the floor of Parliament. And Mr. Assistant Speaker, I want him to have every opportunity to do it properly. So I'm happy to wait until next Tuesday at question time, give him the privilege to read his answer to this Parliament so we can all understand exactly how, not the NEC, not this Parliament made that decision, he unilaterally made it. Now he can't use the word we. So we want him to carefully explain why he unilaterally took that decision next Tuesday, not now. That's the appropriate procedure. It's a public issue.
Honorable Minister, do you want to answer it or you want to incorporate for the next week?
Mr. Assistant Speaker, he has the right to ask questions. I have the right to answer. This is the way I'm going to answer. And you have made a ruling already. And I want to apply to you to incorporate in the answer.
Minister, I asked the chair to ask the leave of the incorporate.
Mr. Assistant Speaker, I once again seek leave to incorporate my answers to the answer.
I took a point of order.
Leave granted.
Assistant Speaker, you have to make a ruling to my point of order. You have to make a ruling to my point of order.
Leave granted.
It's new to the chair. Mr. Livas.
And somebody has switched off my speaker, so I'm not on record. I'm talking. Can we stop sabotaging debates on the floor of Parliament? I need to be here.
Get the card and swipe. Turn the card. Swipe the card on it. Work. Press the button. I'll give you my credit card.
Honorable Member for Sinisina, you give him a answer law incorporated. The answer am a public document by all public can kiss him a document na reading.
Me like asking supplementary too. So how by me walking towards me no sound answer?
Oh, your mic is on, no?
Yeah. And I don't know whether he said yes or no. I don't even know that. I think we do it properly, Mr. Assistant Speaker. Let him answer it in full on Tuesday. It's a public issue. We can't bury it and hide it. Why are we trying to do this? Even the courts are interested in knowing the answer. So far, they've not recognized.
They've switched you off again.
They've switched me off again.
Honorable members, the chair has already made the ruling already, so we will go straight to the grievance debate. The honorable member for Warrior.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker. Thank you, Lord people of Warrior. Assistant Speaker, me sanap lo ya lo working grievance debate. Grievance debate lo me with regard to Eden Valley MOA review. But before lo me talk lo this me kisi mouse no older people lo Warrior. na mi passing Borderlands lo mi plago lo mol people lo New Island na namatay na bawal mi lo great loss lo one ba chief premium sa country sa Julius. Mr. Assistant Speaker, please by you give me time more lo mi ba one ba letter me ready lo give him lo mining minister because me plo DDA or duly elected member of parliament me plo no included long on mining projects lo talk time or sit down lo talk lo MOA lo mining project. So this time letter lo me posting long warrior lo going said long review long Eden Valley mining agreement. Mr. Assistant Speaker, the Eden Valley mining MOA review has been delayed for over 10 years when it was revised in 2014. I did not understand why it was delayed for so long until I read the revised MOA myself. No, it was draft revised. I did not understand it was delayed for so long until I read the MOA draft myself. The late Deputy Prime Minister and member for Bulolo, Honorable Sam Basil, wouldn't support it because the 2014 draft review has completely left out the Bulolo district as one of the key stakeholders. My good minister, this should not have happened. This because provincial government and national government are not always on the ground and face the socio-economic impact of the mining operation. It is usually the DDAs and the LLGs that are very close to the people, and we face and feel those socio-economic impact of the mine on a daily basis. Therefore, the DDAs and LLGs should be included in the stakeholder agreement.
Yes. True.
Assistant Speaker, following are the contributions of the people of Wagwaria to the current Eden Valley mining MOA review that will be going on maybe next week. Number one, the Wagwaria district, the new Wagwaria district. The MOU was drafted before the creation of the new Wagwaria district. Therefore, the revised MOA must include Wagwaria district in its entirety. Wanama pe bulolo stablong emya putting Wagwaria tulol slab. Number two, establishment of Eden Valley Development Foundation. That's a new entity. We already have 3 entities to deliver development to the impacted communities. These are provincial government, DDAs, and LLGs. There is no need for the establishment of a 4th entity. When we create new entity, we create new cost structures, we create new problems. Therefore, delete, remove, strike out that clause to establish Eden Valley Development Foundation from the revised MOA draft. That's the position of Wagwaria district. Number 3, national government commitment to the infrastructure projects for impacted communities. The listing of the projects in MOA for the impacted communities was not working in previous MOA. There is no guarantee that these infrastructure projects will be funded by the national government in this new MOA. Therefore, I demand that the national government must create an annual budgetary allocation like it did for Wafi Gorbu and other mining projects. Annual budgetary allocation in the national budget is the only guarantee and assurance to the impacted communities that the national government will fund these infrastructure projects. Number 4, royalties. Precedent is already set by Morobe Provincial Government and Bulolo District when Honorable Luther Wenge and late Honorable Sam Basil signed an MOU to split the Morobe Provincial Government's component of the Eden Valley royalty. That same spirit of understanding must be carried into this revised MOA, but this time include the new Wagwaria district. equity, number 5. There is no mention of equity in this MOA review draft. So I call upon my good Prime Minister and other state negotiating team to also consider this in the Eden Valley MOA review. Special support grant, number 6. There must be MOU between provincial government and the impacted DDAs and LGs where to apply the special support grant. That's number 1. Number 2, even the price of gold, even though the price of gold has increased dramatically since the signing of MOA, but the value of SSG for Eden Valley has not increased. This disconnection must be addressed in a new or draft MOA. Number 7, tax credit scheme. The Eden Valley Mining Project, joint venture project, has operated for over 15 years now. There should be no excuse that it will be on a taxable position or not. It is already in the taxable position. National government, you are struggling to fix my Waubulolo highway. So you must ensure that the mining project, this mining project is on the taxable position. If it cannot, then give the project to another developer. I demand that the doubt and uncertainty implications in the tax credit scheme clause must be removed. As soon as the revised MOA is gazetted, this mining project must start paying its taxes to the government. And I would recommend that the tax credit scheme for Eden Valley must be used entirely on the Waubulelo Highway and nowhere else. Number 8, business development plan. To date, I have received so many complaints from landowners and community at large regarding the operations of the landowner company NKW Holdings Limited. I note and accept that the districts are in the Goods and Services Monitoring Committee. District must also be part of the compliance team that will audit the implementation of the business development plan of the Eden Valley Mining Project. Number 9, employment and training. Youth unemployment is a great concern for the impacted communities. Therefore, district must be part of the employment and training committee that will monitor the employment and training plan of the project. Number 10, environment. It's the DDA and LLGs that are on the ground and face the damages and impact of the environment, of the mining operation on the environment. DDA must be involved in the environment inspection team. Number 11 are some community concerns that are being raised, and I would like to bring forward too. It has been an issue for local alluvial miners to get alluvial mining lease in the areas where the exploration license is held by Eden Valley. The exploration license must be given to Wawara DDA, exploration company, to make it easy for the local alluvial miners to be given alluvial mining lease. Eden Valley has an exploration license that covers some of the areas not within the mining area. And it is making it difficult for the local alluvial miners to get the alluvial mining lease. Because their CEO and all these executives are down back at South Africa, and our people are here struggling to get a mining lease. That has to stop and address in the new MOA. Wawara DDA and Morobe Provincial Government has budgeted, thank you Morobe Provincial Government, has budgeted to build a road from Wau to Tegadu. The path would go through the mining eastman area. Therefore, we need that part to be captured in the MOA. Harmony has claimed, number 3, Harmony has claimed that it has the title of our portion 8 of the land in Wau town. They have not furnished a copy of the title to Wawara DDA yet. We have plans to extend the Wau township on this land. If they have the title, they should surrender the land to us as a matter of agency and priority. Number 4, Harmony has not built a single structure of its own in Wau town, even though it has operated in the last 18 years in Wau. Therefore, they must fund the Wau redevelopment plan to make Wau a mining township again. This is not only for Harmony's current and future projects, they have other projects in the district too. But for all the project landowners and local alluvial miners so they can reinvest there and diversify the income generated from the Hidden Valley mining project and other alluvial mining activities. I want this to be the handshake during the signing of the revised MOA. Mr. Assistant Speaker, I would like to seek the leave of the Parliament to submit the position paper of the people of Wawaria to this floor, and copy will be given to the Minister.
Honourable Member, suppose you have a question, you can ask him, Minister, a question or next week.
Possible mia, no got chance to talk lo this la MOA review. Also na mila put in this la possible me go lo formal law when me flow so that them can give go Minister when me review committee. I seek leave to incorporate this question in the answer to be taken to the review.
Accepting the grant him leave.
If grant him
leave.
Honourable Member, you can send the document down to the office of the clerk and he can petition. Preparing the exception letter.
No.
Sorry, I can prepare him some petition so you can present him next week.
Next week, Tuesday, you convert into petition. Almost Saturday. That's a pathway that you can't look at.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker, for the direction, Prime Minister, everybody for the direction. Yes, we will make it as a medicine in the next Tuesday session of Parliament. Thank you.
Honourable Member for Binyamia.
Now. Thank you. Thank you, Assistant Speaker, Lord Luke Saville, Lord People, Lord Binyamia. First time through me, before Lord me talking, Bell Heavy Blow me, Lord, this Honorable House, me like Luke Saville, late Julius Chen, on Blaikon, Blow this black country, where I'm been Malolo, me bringing Bell Sorrow, Lord People, Lord Binyamia, Lord Family Blow me, because Lord People. Weba mi tok lemem bun backside lol man meri law country this law country law agriculture time all coffee plantation time cocoa na copra only walk country lo yimi bin ron lo display na yimi ronin budget lo country osem da me like out in Bellevue osem agriculture em stablo blood lo gada citizen lo Papua New Guinea. You don't need lo schooling ball. I'm all born on them display. So government lo yumi can look lo display lo. Yumi doctor lo create him. Work lo. Plant the all youth lo yumi where. Only round stop no last him lo work stop. Government lo yumi must look lo display. Agriculture by him work lo. All young blood lo yumi all people lo yumi. So government must put in money. Lo agriculture. Lo give him work. Lo kirab him all plantation where plant the all big plantation or some work he make a coffee plantation only stop. No only run down finish na stop. Before he got him name. All this all big blah. Plantation inside lo country blomi blah. Cocoa plantation, cacao plantation, a copra, na coffee, a kind of some gumans, no day district. And all big blah plantations see money blow, country come inside. Time is all coffee and go outside. But this all plantation no more now big law bush grow. So me asking government law, give him work law, youth, me must put him enough money go inside law. Na me asking this honorable house. You mix him 10 million, na you work lo crossfight lo karim go lo 1 district. Suppose you go gather and bring him. For example, you put in 500,000 each and you come up one time. 1 plus 59 million finish, you can grab him 1 plus plantation. So you got the 1 plan na toko so you put in money na you grab him 1 plus plantation. Time this la work stop nara pla iya you grab him nara plus plantation. Time this la plantation work stop by you look him wasem. Country you by export him. All this blah, coffee, cacao, na copra go outside, na money you doctor glo forex yeah. And what this blah, money go outside and bring him come inside forex. Lo this blah country na. Put him money lo pocket blah man Mary blah plus. Me like give thinking law. A government them law this block propose section where you can make him. You mean invest in law 1 block, 2 block, big block project. Yes, plant the good block work and government and make him wasem law open him up all road. Na plant the all big block impact project come up but this block agriculture you mean look lemon boon blow man Mary money we go down blow man Mary law blessed na but put him money law pocket blow man Mary law blessed na but bring him back and all. Youth come inside na all but work lo display you again kirabim display hurry up na game work lo man Mary hurry up you me talk lo oil na gas all technical man Mary we go lo school all but go work lo display na by me pa ni all display man Mary stop but you me talk lo agriculture man we go lo school or man no Mary we no go lo school still all but pa ni work inside lo agriculture na reply suppose you me pa ni plenty all agriculture or plantation blue me when me run down let me stop blame need him all good managers lo run him all this law plantation suppose government need him man you me find him good man well got him technical skills or law kirabim all plantation suppose lo country blue you me no god why not you me go open market na you me find him man na come kirabim or run him all this law plantations blue you me law can come back again na plantation can run good. Lastly, and not the least, I must me talk finish. Agriculture, work where you can immediately give Lolman Mary. So you me put him, you me okada combine, you me put him big money inside, you me work lo tram lo scaly money go come thinly na money go finish nothing and then lo this the same house you me come crossfight na me lo you me yet na you me stop so you me bungi money na you me talk say inside lo 1 billion agriculture you me put 1 billion na you me kirabi agriculture na larim money cacao blow me pla coffee blow me pla go jet na you me salim na bring him foreign exchange come inside lo country blow you me. While you me talk lo oil na gas you me also you me work lo neglect him karim title blow oil na gas country but agriculture you me lose him go down but agriculture been start backside na time this la country oil na gas you me no develop him yet agriculture run him country so you me no can lose technical agriculture you me grab him agriculture na you me run him one time. Thank you Mr. Assistant Speaker.
Governor for his speak.
Thank you Mr. Assistant Speaker. Grievance blomi lotete me like strong him can ask him when me been giving me go long police minister na some discussion ni come up namen lo week na now can me hare molsem some thinking he come long member not solely talk to and that is the issue of how we plan, how we implement and how we get results. And the most important thing is who is going to be responsible. Earlier in the week, while there was a question being asked, I noted an intervention from the minister responsible for, I think, the Electoral Commission. And this points to, I think, one of the problems we face in the country. Nato sol mi harim ken member blo waria mi tok long issues blongol where emi involved in waria you've got about 4 different state entities that are responsible for delivering the outcome. And this to me points to the great inefficiency that exists in our system. Some time back I proposed a block grant system and I proposed a separation of responsibilities. And this goes to the heart of what comes down and constitutes what we call the planning framework that is supposed to deliver some of these results. So let's look at the police. The Constitution gives the responsibility for policing only to police, nobody else. Constitution emi tok. Suppose you like, okay, come na amend him ken na, distribute him kol all man. I just heard the police minister say that there's a responsibility and all man. That's not what the Constitution says. And therein lies the problem. If the responsibility is given to someone, I'm just using the example of policing, but this applies across, it applies to the Electoral Commission, it applies to the discussion that the Honorable Member for Abao and the Honorable Minister for Provincial and Local Level Government just said. The same principle applies. Who is responsible? Sometime back, I had an altercation with the good minister responsible for the Electoral Commission. You know, when we were doing the updates of the, and we were asked for the census, the minister responsible for census, ECB provincial government put down 3.4 million to pay for that. The question is, who is responsible for the outcomes? Is it the minister and his NSO team? Or is it the ECB provincial government? But we were asked to pay. We were asked to pay. And the good minister stood up there and said that it was our fault. And in fact, many other provincial governments, because we didn't deliver it. But the question is, who was responsible? We just heard from the Minister of Police. Ami tokol sem law and order am heavy blow yumi olgata. Yes, pen yumi sapilim. Pen people sapilim. But the Constitution gives the responsibility to his department. So I want to say here that unless you make someone responsible for the results, nobody is going to be responsible for the results. And that's what we are seeing. We are seeing this across a range of ministries and across a range of responsibilities, Mr. Assistant Speaker. So time you ask him, Minister batok no wrong blo DDA. Time you go to DDA and batok no wrong blo provincial government. So you be pointing finger, you go come, but nobody is actually responsible. Therefore, we are not getting the results and our people are suffering. We have a complete lack of efficiency. Start lantap, nego dan lo tamblo. And you hear members complaining today about it. The good member for Minyamia, he was talking about agriculture. And by responsibility, blow side. National government, provincial government, DDA, LLG, or some other authority. And I think the response needs to come from government. The government needs to clarify how it wants these results delivered. Suppose you plan to work blow ECB, okay, lari ECB work him, you plan kamna. Investigate him ECB na find him out. Mipla Pauli money or mipla working work good or no god. Someone should be responsible for the auditing. Now yet, Mrs. Harim Desla discussion namelong. Good pla minister blong, local level government na. Honorable member blah Abao. The member for Abao has been in this house for a very long time. He's a very experienced public servant as well. So time me ask him some question, and it comes from a very deep place. And I think it's pertinent that we take note of it. And more than that, no can just harim tasol, you talk lo parliament na. After we walk out, you sigan na go kage lunch na, everybody goes home. And we don't fix it. Our people are suffering out there. You can go from agriculture to policing to roads to whatever. The problem is not a solution. And here's the thing. I had the Honorable Kerenga Kua raise the question earlier to the Treasurer, I think the other day, about the issue of cutting back on the budget. Stop borrowing. I had the good member for Yangro Sausia say that, and the Minister for International Trade. Well, I'm suggesting to this House that if we come up with some efficiency between the different levels of government and who is responsible for delivering the outcomes, then you are going to make some savings. The ECB provincial government delivered a budget to the Treasurer the other day, and the Treasurer asked us, what percentage of your budget is going to the core service delivery objectives of government? Education, health, law and order. Calculation, 88% of the ECB provincial government is going to these three key requirements of the government. 88%. Now, there are other departments who are given 300 million, some are given 400 million, some are given 600 million, And they are supposed to deliver on those same outcomes, not just in ECP, but in every other province. The question is, are they being measured the same way that the ECP provincial government is being measured? Or, say, the Western Highlands provincial government? Or, say, the Central provincial government? Are we measured the same? Or no God? And is it just Treasury that's doing the checking? What about the others? And I circle back to my original point. Suppose you mean like straight in census. You mean like recording all the man Mary inside long ECP. There's a work Bible giving me go long Electoral Commission or go long NSO or Bible give him come back lo ECP provincial government na biyan. Bible asking Musaid lo give him result. Will it be the ECP provincial government or will it be NSO? Usaid by giving. If we are going to register people for the LLG elections that's going to come up now, the issue of the electoral roll update, who is going to do it? Is it going to be the Electoral Commission? Is it going to be the district? Is it going to be the provincial government? Who is going to do it and who do we hold accountable? If we fixed all these things, I put it to this floor that you can reduce in budget blaming and you can reduce in borrowing. Right now we are duplicating these functions everywhere. And here's the other thing. If somebody does not deliver on the promise, like for example, we just said that police are picking up, 800 million this year? ECP provincial government is spending almost 20 million on law and order with no support from the national government. But me talk, thank you also, Wampla Deputy Police Commissioner, I go down lo weekend. Na I'm round long ECP, na look how him can help him. And I want to thank the Police Commissioner for that. But more than that, suppose him responsibility belong na mipla pilim pen, na mipla try no carry him heavy. Who is actually responsible? Now suppose police is spending money on law and order, district is spending money on law and order, provincial government is spending money on law and order, now still you mean no straighten. Responsibility by low side. Who do we hold accountable? Do you hold the governor accountable? Because in ECP at the moment, every time there is a law and order problem, I'm Asuablo governor. I mean no Asuablo police. But the constitution tells me I'm Waplo police. But who is measured against it? The governor of ECP. So I want to implore the front bench of the government, please, if you're going to straighten this land, separate him, not talking me blogger. You walk in this la walk, you walk in this la walk, you walk in this la walk, and we will hold you all accountable for the things that you do. No can come to parliament beyond, you blame him man, district, LLG, province. It's not good enough. We need results. Our people need results. And so I ask the front bench, please help us so we can all give you results at our various levels. Thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker.
Minister for Health.
Thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker. Thank you, true, Mr. Assistant Speaker. I wish to use this opportunity to join the members of Parliament to offer my tribute to one of our leading founding fathers of our nation, Right Honorable late Julius Chen. It would be remiss of me not to acknowledge what the family have contributed to maritime industry or shipping industry in Papua New Guinea. A documentary by Henry Yakam appeared in the national newspaper dated 7th of February. He said this, he presented a perfect illustration of the two great pillars of our nation, saying that the late Grand Chief Sir Michael Thomas Somare, as the captain of MV PNG vessel, and the late Grand Chief Sir Chuluchan was the chief engineer of MV PNG. As the captain, Sir Michael was the commander-in-chief. Sir Michael was still the captain when, before leaving or departing politics, he left with us the Vision 2050. Chief engineer, on the other hand, pays attention to details. There is a certain level of coordination and trust between the captain and the chief engineer. The captain has the foresight knowing where the vessel is heading to, and the chief engineer knows how to get the vessel to that appropriate destination. This analogy, Assistant Speaker, perfectly summarized two great leaders
of our nation. One thing stands out in the late Julius Chan. He learned the skills to be the chief engineer from his father. His father, Chin Park, was a trader from China, mainly involved in shipping industry. The Chen family operates Vanmark shipping out of Rabaul for many years in East New Britain province. And I acknowledge the Vanmark shipping services, especially Michael Chan, who operates Vanmark shipping. The skills of those seamen
Minister, we have a point of order. Member for Madang, what is your point of order?
Thank you, Assistant Speaker. With due respect to our good Minister, and the speech is given in recognition for the late Sir Julius Chan, this is grievance debate. So every member is opportunity to now to debate on grievance concerning the electorate or issues in the country. So to give a tribute speech, this is not the audience and time to give a tribute speech. It's a grievance debate. Thank you.
Honourable members, it's a grievance debate, so we can make him any talk him like make him long, and like give him condolence on him.
Humbly important talk. Very important point. I'd like to stress here. We have MV Pomio shipping services, and we were humble to be given the privilege, the opportunity to actually transport the delegation of East New Britain province to Huris. And I knew that, Huris is one of the shipping vessels that usually goes to my place, and supporting many of our people for so many years. And we buried the Honorable Grand Chief at Manmantinut, and that is also one of the vessels that was named at that place too. Mr. Assistant Speaker, I'd like to make a special point. I know that the Merchant Shipping Act of 1975 is still outdated to date. And we have many issues with coastal areas that must be revisited by the Ministry of Transport to make sure that they do proper assessment of coastal ports in our country. Many of our coastal ports in our country, you see the navigation lights today, they were established in the 1950s. They are actually outdated. So I want to say today, in paying tribute to this important leader, the Vanmark shipping services, many of them are now non-functioning because they fell victim to unsafe ports that we normally see along the coastal areas of New Britain Island. And I want to say today to the Transport Ministry to have a look at making sure that we conduct port safety assessments on the maritime areas of our country. The shipping industry is still increasing today. The needs and the demand for shipping is still increasing today as I speak. The Maritime College in Madang was established in 1975 with the Merchant Shipping Act of 1975. And it is important also to look at these particular areas, approve the courses there, make sure that we fully accredit some of these important curriculums as well. So in paying respect to this leader, I want to say today that Pomio District now is an integral part of shipping, and we see the demand of shipping services. I call upon the Ministry of Transport to do proper assessment of ports, coastal ports in our country, to make sure that they are safe, And so that's, as part of my grievance, just want to put on the floor today to see that the Transport Ministry have a look at issuing or making sure that we see this to happen. And I want to say this and relate back to the late Grand Chief Sir Julius Chan. We see that he was the chief engineer of MV-PNG since 1975, making sure that our economic institutions are fully established even today. In concluding, I want to, as I speak today, we have one of our leaders of East New Britain Province, who is now, as I speak, his casket is now flown to Kokopo, East New Britain Province. We have an assembly meeting today, and I want to, on behalf of my family, I would like to express our tribute and our condolence to the passing of our senior Herman Tobaning, who has been one of our pioneers in East New Britain Province and a leader in our country as well. Our sincere condolence to the member for Kokopo, the Herman Tobaning Jr. And today, they've actually established one of our best model in terms of governance at the world level. So I, on behalf of my people of Pomio District, pass our sincere condolence to people of Kokopo. Thank you very much, Assistant Speaker, for allowing me to talk. Thank you.
Governor for West New Britain.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker. Governor for West New Britain. Thank you.
Sort of West New Britain.
Sometimes we are under the shadow of other bigger provinces. That's what we are struggling to come out of it, actually. Thank you, Assistant Speaker. Thank you, Law. Me arim plenty good talk Law. Grievance debate, Law. All honourable members. Me too like contribute like. Assistant Speaker, we passed recently, an important bills like recognizing Papua New Guinea as a Christian country. Mrs. Assistant Speaker, like you must research him na painimo. Before Christianity come lo Papua New Guinea, 100 years before. One something emi stop na emi keeping this la country also, surviving or be united. Because in spite of all that this la good value come, you may looking general degradation of moral values everywhere. It's like, especially it's rampant, in the last 30 years or in the last 20 years specifically. We need to address some fundamental issues, Assistant Speaker, rather than, of course, you mean like giving this identity, you mean no got one problem. Identity, you mean like call him also, you mean Christian country, good luck. So that's identity. Whether you mean practice him or no got, question mark. That's all by challenge. Because God, no need him recognition below you me, below exist. Whether you may recognize him or you may not recognize him, any exist forever, always. Satya, time Dr. Marat Pray, omnipresent, omniscient, present lalgata. Time, but you may fail him or recognize him also, stop lalgata up. Suppose you may save also stop lalgata up, then we don't behave the way currently you may behave. Big man, stop lo, hard blow got something. Stop lo, hard blow you, hard blow me, hard blow opposition or dog, pig, DY, algata, then stop. We just need to acknowledge that Yumi algata kamlo, big man tasole. The general degradation, Assistant Speaker, me looking. Suppose Yumi in any country will be destroyed. Suppose Yumi no respecting this law 3 plus something. Number one, actually, me thinking law, talk law, this law, and Governor Pakop like bring him some information law, this law, women's empowerment law, Tuesday. Number one, you by destroying this law country, suppose you no got respect law, mama law, this law country. Suppose you no got respect law, women in the country, that society, country will be destroyed. Me porrayed also, no good you me go towards law this law. Because law custom law me player. Low place, also time me pla picking yet, also a schooling molsen. Me third place little. Also a kali molsen. Mata, Pita, Guru, Deva, meaning molsen. Mata a meaning molsen mama blow you. Pita a molsen papa blow you. Guru a molsen teacher blow you. Deva a meaning molsen God blow you. A minimal molsen. Time, the most number one important person in the family or society should be our mothers. Number two, papa blow you. Suppose mama ino togol sem dislaman papa blow you no savelo papa tu. Tasol save. The number two most respected person is papa blow you. Number three, respected person teacher ya. Teacher usat give him this knowledge save and now you talk smart ya. Because
Honorable Governor, we have a point of order.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Assistant Speaker. Thank you, Governor. Lo point of order because me like in this la tak bloy na also no me look bloy na me. Thank you, Assistant Speaker.
Honorable Governor, you patient chair now you can.
Thank you.
Debate, please.
So, also me plus I respect him also. Mama I am also number 1 respected person. Papa I am number 2 respected person. Teacher I am number 3 respected person. Number 4 I am big man. Yeah. That's all. Mama na papa you know stop him na pla kam lo ya. Suppose teacher, give him this knowledge. Import him this knowledge, look a big man too. So, even God, and by recognizing you, suppose you got this respect, mama blow you, na papa blow you, teacher blow you, na bien you go respect him, and by like him this respect. Yeah. Because big man too, like him also, you by respect him, all this line, usat and bring him, you come lo. This world, sorry, Assistant Speaker, plenty something lo talk, but time may me run fast. Little time to solve stuff. Number 2, suppose you know respecting this la mamaya la society by destroy. Number 2, emulsion teachers blow you me or educational infrastructure blow you me. Suppose you know respecting this la society too and by destroy. Suppose you know got looks avelo all work blow teachers na importance blow education lo society and society by destroy. Number 3. You know respecting more leaders to this la society to by bagarap. You know why? Because time you me work ridiculing this la leader. Also mem kind name you me call him. So time you me bagarap him all leader. Then this la society to emba bagarap because time you know got one pla dedicated mama staff la society. Time you know got one pla good pla teacher staff la society. Time you know got one pla good pla leader staff la society. Usa through by bringing moral values low this la society. Today you may stop this dilemma because there is a general degradation of, moral degradation. In spite of all gata lotu kam, kind, you may got kind divisions, kind something, na you may work fight, but you may fail to recognize him also. Time me born lo, one pla family also Catholic, me by come up Catholic, yeah. Time me born also SDA, then me by come up also, SDA, yeah. So one family you born, deciding, and big man and deciding, I'm selling you go lo, this lap, yeah. Plenty kind lo tu na something I mistap em also plenty water I mistap lo when plenty river stop ya. All got the river go na pull down lo way. Pull down lo salwara. Salwara em also big man ya. Destination must be the same. You need got kind road by stop. There can be more than different ways lo you may achieving this la destination. That's what you may need lo promoting this la unity because today people are dying in the name of religion too. Assistant Speaker. Assistant Speaker this la ulsem respect lo mamaya you me looking clearly ulsem recently I want la rape case in Sarlo West New Britain me talk thank you lo all policemen ulsem all arrest him all within a week 9 of them all 9 of them are below 18 years old. That is very shocking because I'm ulsem papa na mamaya pikinini pull down ulsem rascal mangi how am I rascal or good man am depend how papa and mama am look out in this la pikinini. I'll get the pikinini time and pull down la ground am good la pikinini ta sole. The so you me papa mama look out him. Then am by come up also rascal pikinini or rapist or kind. But this is what shocking Assistant Speaker am all got the mangi am below 18 years old. Police selling. Of course all selling me one bill of 41,300 kina low one some allowance. Na this la but that's another big issue. You may know got time low. And in general, there is, the demand, the need for, developmental aspirations are everywhere, be it in education or health or in any other these things. Like Governor Bird raised him on an important point also. Give him responsibilities also, clear demarcation of responsibilities. Usat am responsible or one am something. You may work duplicate him plenty na. So same function you go department to, same function you go LLG or district na province to this laya. So me like appeal of Prime Minister Mr. Tok me reserve lo Tok lo. One am you mean Tok lo 50th independence here. The greatest gift we can give it to the country is to devolve all the powers to the provinces and districts or LLGs. Then, Assistant Speaker, you can write record law and Z finish. You can write it down through country by develop. You no need law reinventing one plus something. through country by develop, through ministers by, losing peace or losing work too. All the ministers too by got work. You by less law, arim law, complaint law, one governor, member law, talk law, not I. Instead law, you focus law, important work law, national agenda. Law, talk law, narapla, country leaders, or talk law, security, or talk law, international trade. Suppose you me bog down law, all the issue law, village na, ward na, this layer. Then you mean not upload developing country further. You mean no progress and because of this layer, because a prime minister has to please everyone. Prime minister must hire him all the members. So that's put him too much strain na dependency law. You mean too. So me no talk law, political talk. Me by stop law this la position, it's not a permanent position. This and truly by bringing change inside law, this la country, and even if it happens in this 50th year's independence as a gift, we give it to all the provinces. Then within the next 5-10 years, we can see a tangible result where we can evidently see all those results and the country will develop. Me was talking all the time, this like example blow Indonesia, Bali na Indonesia. Plenty white man in also Bali and stop Indonesia too. But all the like go Bali because Bali became one of the attractive tourism destinations. So that's how I'll develop. Even suppose you got 20 province NCD. Last one point as well. Let me finish him this point as well. Assistant Speaker. Indonesia and Bali. Bali is popular. Even 1 or 2 province I'm developed. Country I'm developing. Thank you, Assistant Speaker.
Member for North Fly.
Yes.
Morning yet Bisana become now, so thank you. Me like talk thank you through all front benches is all front because no Friday yet. Kind debate time I with the front benches I escape. So you who said to sit out, thank you too much.
Don't give more.
Order.
Thank you, Assistant
Honourable
Speaker.
Member. Make your debate.
Why we mention the front bench? All ministers or cabinet members, they must take note of the issues. So when they sit there to address, by issue or by Moki decision, with that debate lobby, we go on one plus specific project where the right minister, where me, yet morning yet, he come and sit on staff. I am Minister for Administrative Service. So, debate Lomia, regarding NID. Department Lawyer work lo smart more yet. You go past law, straight him NID, census, over something you come. Lig man Maria, all like go to bank, all like your NID. All like travel out, all like your NID card. All like your one name school something like your NID. Or like go open bank account to NID. This a project I miss it a long time queue yet you come. Now one plus social media statement all man work lo bagara pimya. Suppose minister you are in monogad. All man now it talk. All housing line it talk yourself. Suppose one plus NID officer come to housing. No can attend long lari mo die outside. Em sami no gyaman. How much man put the NID application? Only wait lo how much plus Christmas. Still wait yet. And the report we get is very, very enormous. District Lomi, law 2022, Minister of Police by witnessing me. I'm officiating, it's a time I'm staff the department program. I'm gonna. Me officiating, me opening NID office Lomi, underneath the district office Lomi. Give him money kina 500,000, on top of 700,000 me signing contract. As of today, no one play NID me printing card. Or people blooming wait yet low queue. It's an embarrassment.
Honourable Member, sorry to interrupt you. You can straighten mic, please.
Thank you. So, NID card. Or people blooming not fly or apply. Plenty sit on yet low queue. Namigla wait yet. 2022, 23, 24, 25. So I'm just wondering, how about Nabla district is a country? Nabla province, 2-1 can or so on. It's an embarrassment for us as a country. Consumables, Bigol NID office, only talk as Mr. Assistant Speaker, consumer boards, to print the NID card, the ink, now all get as consumer boards. And costing money in close to 10 to 15 million kina. And the department, the project office is waiting for that money. And I'm wondering if the minister is working so hard or not to bring to the cabinet and address this issue. Is he talking in the cabinet to address it? I mean, make him address long, put him down this money, hurry up. Election is around the corner. Man, Mary need him NID card to Los Angeles lines if we're going to adapt that system. And these are the real issues we need to fix. You know, Kamlo, you mean sit down, joke, laugh, I'm not. We need to really, really fix this thing. Planting mouse water talk, sing out. Me bla wokim this la. So, me debate me golo. This la responsible minister or the cabinet ministers who are responsible. Can you provide us a real detailed report or a brief as to how many NID cards have been processed so far, to date? We need to know as a country so we can stand on. How much man Mary only apply minister sit down yet look queue. Now one am heavy you facing, talking me bla house. Now a countryman. Tell your cabinet how much money mark you need it, put him go down. Now come straight in this lab. Carry him go give him old man, over straight in. Only talk about them. It's very, very difficult. They've been operating for last 2 years. Now, no one plan handmark or no one plan money go down this a sexual or straight in NID. Mary beginning blow me too, walk away, look, see NID card now. Lucky me members, so mixing first one. You blow good, see maski yama. I came here, they came here and they processed it, so we all got ours. And how about your loved ones who are waiting in queue, your uncle, your gugus, your children? So, Mr. Assistant Speaker, meeting of me must make it this issue because the minister responsible must be accountable. He seems to be boasting around. He says he concluded the census. I'm talking NID and working pennies. That's all you know yet. So, me put him in place, clear, talk someone, and we will go straight to this lab before election. Thank you too much.
Mr. Daki.
Now you look sound on me. Thank you through. Before me go like Grievance Blumia, me like talk thank you like Governor Blumia like Western Islands, Honorable White Rubber. You buy him 20 people police car na. 2 people you give me like Temple District na. More buy and then you give me plus. No good me I talk thank you na. No good you plus some plus of rice. So me must talk thank you inshallah Parliament na. All the country bazar. You buy 20 people police car na. You give me one on so me to thank you you. Also me like to thank you you start a province na. Plan your law and orders. Minister Duma na. Honorable Jacob Maki, acting Deputy Vice Minister. Me plus start up mostly, but you are solving our law and orders plus. Me to thank you me acknowledge me. Me no longer one honorable member, district members acknowledgeable governors block. So I have to acknowledge my governor. My governor, your leadership quality of place and you start on people blue, you know, me like it's not leadership, you go down. But me watching again. Last time there was a problem long, plus for me, 2 blood tribes were long. Fight now, 1 blood died now, 1 blood all hanging sick now. Me no saw yet name go put the money lo side na making fish lap. So honorable governor, me to thank you to we need some more governors like my governor.
Honorable Minister,
we need some more governors like my governor. Acting Speaker, me total long awesome. Grievance, I'm 10 minutes here. You know what is telling me.
Honorable Minister, we understand him. You face him 10, you can make him debate with you.
Sorry, I'm customary. Me have to look back. So, I'm stop back set, so me have to look back because I'm customary thing. Probably I'm subjecting custom, so sorry, but Bami now, Bami Lulu you. Thank you, Governor Blumi. Good luck, Governor. Thank you. Now, long Parliament and Minister looking you. Try and best ask him, government, asking funds, no law, complain, law and orders, no slagain. Mr. Logan, you said, Sindanisi, no go back law place. Now, Governor M was him. Time is a Sindan, but I'm not asking constant time long. Government doing blah. I miss a feeling good really. Because what clearly I'm cheap, and but still the province, you like him. So what can you do for your province or your district? So you mean need law. Talk now understand. You mean starting law one our province, our district. You mean working, you mean asking the government, or you mean working, you mean asking government, or blaming government, or blaming police department, and law and order, and we just break him till we take note. You do what you can do for your province and your district and your people, and comment on me. Number 2. You need to talk more about loan. We come from business background. When we get more loan, our business grows and so grow. When we get big, our business grow big. When we get small loan, our business got small. The time you miss a big and so grow fast. Me look at plenty, but you mean talk loan. You mean need to understand. Because when we come to business area, we need to get more loan. Our country should grow more and fast. Look at the work plan and then repayment plan. You make him legal loan, big loan, no work plan, no repayment plan. And then by looking loan by you mix him and but no got on la keke bagama. So that's why we are talking a lot. But do the work plan and then repayment plan. We got coffee. We got cocoa. You see? We got fish. Forest. All for something and we black hat country. Why don't we get 50 billion, Prime Minister? And then you distribute them all the billion and then do the work plan. Repayment plan. Usad ba payments la loan, usad ba payments la loan, usad ba payments la loan. Your country will grow, man. You mean no can talk loan. You make him big loan na. Look long work plan na repayment plan. You mean no can work in politics na talk big loan na legal loan. Suppose you make him big loan. It's like lily country you mean grow. Me talk that's all. Me no talk dollar English common service. No money. Honorable member, me total of busy normal understand stuff. So, time you make him big loan, Lord is country. Now, work plan, you know, repayment plan. Okay, this is like coffee department. You repayment debt, I give you this one. You make him more balance. You make him more balance.
Honorable Minister, address to the chair. Sorry for interrupting you.
But you give me another 3 more minutes more because you're disturbing me. You make him plenty balance. Now you look at price below anything go on top. Him plenty, put him lap. Him more long, him plenty balance. See you plenty. You meet total loan, na parang na prime minister to bread loan. And number 2, number 3, last one. Plenty below you meet total law connect PNG. What is connect PNG? You meet total road, huh? Road is life. Road is life. No one work in politics, no road, no connectivity. Road is life. It's linking to the people. See one them. Both. You mean no can try long put in politics inside long connectivity, long boat, long solwara, not long ground. You mean masamamas. We are connecting the people. Your life, my life is connected to road only. Then power shall come in, education shall come in, agriculture shall come in, health shall come in. You know, and then police will drive in. Law and order must stop. Big Labusia, fight to come when there is no road. Police and fear will go inside. So big la something. This la government and total connect PNG. You mean no can work in politics. You go to the DSIP, go back to your district, go back to your province, do something for your country and for your people. And then ask him government, you give me 10 million, me work more so give me another 10 million. Acting Speaker, you aren't doing what? So you should give me 3 more minutes.
Minister, your time is 2 minutes.
So connectivity is life. You will not going to work in politics later. You get the DSIP and go back to your district and do something for your people. You, Governor, you go back to your people and do something for your people. And what are you doing for your province and district? And the government will help you. Acting Speaker, M. Tassol, thank you.
Honourable members, I interrupt the debate, and the question is that the grievance debate be noted. Those in favour say aye. Aye. Those in against say no. Ayes have it. Leader of government business.
Acting Speaker, I move that Parliament do now adjourn until Tuesday, 18th March 2025 at 10 a.m.
Question is that the question be agreed to. Those in favour say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Honourable members, I now adjourn the Parliament to next week, Tuesday, 10 a.m.